Hi there, welcome. So we're going to get through the Harvest trilogy of Uwe Rosenberg's Le Havre at the Gates of Loyang and Agricola. So we've done Le Havre. Check that video out for a rules overview and a review. And today it is Agricola, a firm favourite of ours. We like all the Harvest trilogy an awful lot anyway, don't we? This is the newer board, slightly stylised. The other board had sections that just butted up to each other, and it's got this jigsaw bit. Now, this game was set up with a further table extension for 5 players Tuesday night, wasn't it? A couple of nights ago. And yeah, so and we had a brilliant, a fantastic 5-player game of Agricola, and we played it what we call a Gric full hit, which is Agricola with the Farmers of the Moor expansion and Seasons. Now, Seasons are a fan-made, I think, expansion, but I got this mouse mat, purchased this mouse mat off somebody, and I made this little token, and it basically, this Seasons, it incorporates the seasons of winter, where, as you can imagine, it's minus items. In winter, it's going to be minus clay and minus reed, and spring, it starts at, in summer's bountiful, and autumn is different still. So we'll deal with these as we come to it, because we don't want to give too many rules out to start with. But it's a neat addition, and we do like playing with it a lot. The Farmers of the Moor, these are normally cards. I put these into, they work really great into the pictures you can put in and put a magnet on. So these would be, have a picture and have a magnet on the back. The magnet peels off easy. You might need a bit of solvent to get rid of some of the glue, and then you've got these hard plastic things for you, and I have them for all the different player counts. So, but for 2-player, we just got 2 out, and these are utilised in the Farmers of the Moor expansion. What else? We've got some fancy little bits here. Some of these are from the Stone My Games treasure chests, the realistic resource tokens, I should say, which is some nice wood and clay, stone. Fires for heating your rooms in Farmers of the Moor, clay, yeah, and then the meeples that come with it, and we've got little goggly eyes that because we've had this game many years and we've pimped it out in all sorts of directions. So, Agricola, classic worker placement. Some people don't like this game. Some people don't like the angst of having to feed your family, and there is definitely an angst of having to feed your family. But the more you play it, it's one of them games that deserves repeated plays. I don't know how many times we played this game, because I never used to log my board game plays. I do now. But I would hazard a guess we played this at least 30 plus times, would you say, Donna? Maybe even 40. I mean, there was one holiday, we took this on holiday, and we played it for 2 weeks, didn't we? It was bad weather, and we were in this caravan in Devon. And one morning we were playing it, 4 of us, wasn't we, at 8 AM in the morning. We'd all kind of wandered up. We played it the night before. We set it up. We said, we'll play it again tomorrow. And we were playing it. And I think we played it 3 times that day. So, yeah, I mean, once you get better at it, the feeding the family becomes, like, not the main thing, because you learn how to cope and get better feeding strategies. If you're relying on taking food off the board each go, you're going to struggle. You need to get strategies together to get a food option going, whether it be slaughtering cattle and eating them, which the father-in-law seems to do. His board seems to end up in a bit of a bloodbath each turn, but he seems to do well, doesn't he? Or you're going to bake bread and stuff, and but you need another form of feeding your family. So you get some great card combos. So we've got minor improvements. Now, one thing with this new version, it doesn't tell you on the front, and everybody gets confused with it. Certainly that we play with anyway. 5 has played, and people kept asking which ones are the minor improvements, which ones are the occupations. And I've got an old card here from the old version saying minor improvement, just so I remember which is which. I wish they had have kept some writing on it to say these were minor improvements and these are occupations. So anyway, we're going to get 7 each of these. I've shuffled these well, and we're going to put 7 each, and then we're going to do a card draft. And we'll film some of the card draft, because a card draft is definitely the way to go with Agricola, because if we deal 7 each of each of these cards, somebody could end up with a great hand and somebody not so great hand. So by doing the card draft, you're pretty much guaranteed getting an even spread. So I think we'll go on. On the board here, there's accumulation spaces with an arrow, and wherever there's an arrow, whether the goods are taken that round or not, they accumulate. So it would never happen that the wood would be left, because wood's important in the game, certainly at the start. But if it was, at restock phase, there would be another free wood go out. So and it would just keep accumulating, and that does happen later on in the game. Certainly, sometimes with reed and clay and what have not. And each round, a new card will get turned over. Now, so we'll look at the first card for this round, and it's a major improvement. Now, I knew it was going to be major improvement because they do state in the Farmers of the Moor rules. Don't know why I'm pointing over there, but the Farmers of the Moor rules that the first card always has to be major improvement. All the rest are shuffled up. So, and at the end of 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, there'll be a harvest. Then 3 rounds of harvest, 2 rounds of harvest, 2, 2, and then 1. Underneath all these cards here of the major improvements, so we have minor improvements, occupations, and major improvements. Major improvements are the red cards. Underneath each one of these is a Farmers of the Moor card, which can only be built once the top card's been built. There we go. There's a hospital here for sick patients. If your workers, if you don't heat your home, they're going to get hypothermia or whatever, and they're going to get sick. Got a little sheet here. I think I uploaded this onto Board Game Geek in the section for scoring out the game at the end, which is pretty easy to do. So I think we're going to be good to go. Oh, one more thing. Our boards. Oh yeah, I'm playing with a board out the Goodies expansion. I think Donna's might be as well. But anyway, this is the Moon. There's all sorts of wacky boards. There's a snow one and a western one, I think it is as well. But yes, I'm just because I like it. Now, Farmers of the Moor, there's going to be these cards to set up your board individually with trees and like a peat marshland. So what I'll do, if I shuffle these up now and deal one to Donna and one to myself, I'll look at mine. Oops, just dropped my man or woman, whichever he is. There we go. And everybody starts the game with just 2 wooden rooms, and you're going to expand throughout the game, and 2 people. You have these other people over here, so you could have maximum of 5. You have some fences you can build in the game, and some stables that you can build within pastures or on their own to hold animals. So mine is going to start with a forest here, a forest here, marshland here, here and here, and forest here. And Donna's is going to look totally different to this when she sets hers up. If we have a look at her card, as you can see, hers is going to be totally different when she sets her board up. And we can cut trees and fell trees. If you take this, if the player takes this, they can fell trees for 2 wood. But by doing that, it leaves an open space on the board, which you're going to need open spaces to plough fields, to pen in for animals, to fence, and to expand your home. But you get minus points for empty spaces at the end of the game. You can slash and burn with the trees and create a field, a ploughed field. Or you can cut peat and get important fire for heating your homes. On here as well, you can get a horse coper. Each one's worth a point at the end of the game. Most things are negative points if you haven't got. It pays out for everything, but if you haven't got something, it's a -1 point. But for a horse, there is no minus, but it's just +1 point for every horse you've got. You can get a food, the hiring hiring fare. You can do a black market where you pay a fuel to do minor improvements, and you can do some clandestine work where you pay a food and a fuel, and you can do a major improvement. So these are just extra options on top of your go. One little rule with these is, if you've used both men, you can't, and even in a multiplayer game where there's more players, you can't choose to take one of these if these are left. Once you've used your men, you have to have at least one man or woman at home, so that you can have the option of taking one of these. But let's play the game, and hopefully you'll get a good overview of Agricola. Full hit. Right, so we're going to start the card draft. We'll go with the minor improvements first. So I've shuffled these up. There's 14 here. Put them into 2 piles for 2 players. So we'll end up with 7 cards each. There we go. So basically with the card draft system, pick 1 card and pass the whole deck to the player on your left. So we've both picked 1 card each, and now we pass to each other and we pick another card. And we keep doing that until there's 1 final card given to each other, and that's how you draft. So we've drafted the minor improvement cards, so we've got our deck of 7 each now. And now we're going to do the same with the occupation cards. They have had a good shuffle anyway. So we'll just do 2 piles of 7. So I've picked my card out the 7, hand 6 over to Donna, she hands me 6, and I'll pick 1 and then hand 5 back, and so on until we've drafted our occupation. So we're ready to start. So it's set up. First thing we need to do is determine who is going to be the start player. We'll roll a die. 4. Oh, 6. So Donna's going to be start player. We've got this nice little... some guy on eBay was doing these where they engrave onto the Lego thing. So anyway, he's the start player. Right, so start player gets 2 food. You can have a fish and a bread. And every other player gets free food. Well, that'll just be me. I'll get 3 lamb chops. There we go. And the seasons start on summer, which is down here. Start the game. So what the difference this means is a man or woman can be placed here just as like one of the action spaces on the board. And there's a holidays 1 bonus point for each placed family member. So it's really a place you will go later on in the game when you've got a larger family. And for each placed family member, when you place him here, every other family member on the board, including him, would gain you a point for end game. Also, because it's summer, we look at the text above it. It says build rooms. For each room built, you will get 1 free stable. You won't have to pay wood for it. You can do a maximum of 4 stables that are in your supply. The day labourer is +1 grain. So to remember that, what we can do, there's a grain, there's day labourer, you get 2 food for that, and we'll put the grain there to remind us that in summer that grain can be picked up. With lessons here, they call it lessons in this newer version, first occupation is free, and then you pay 1 food for it. So we just put like one of the traditional food tokens on a disc there. It always reminds us that you have to pay 1 food there after your first one. It works well for us. Now also, because it's summer, it's +1 on any clay accumulation space, -1 on stone, well there's no stone out, and +1 on fishing. So we need to put another clay out and another little fish in the fish pond. Okay, so we're dealt with seasons and we're good to go. It's Donna to start. She may well get one of these, and she is.
Slash and burn.
So she's picking that one, and she's choosing the option to slash and burn.
I need a field.
Chopping down some trees there, and making herself a field, a ploughed field. Okay, I think I might take this one, and I'm going to pay a food to get a horse. So pay 1 food in and get a little horse. Now there's nowhere to keep him yet, but he can be a pet in my house, and that's exactly where he's going to go. Okay. Excuse me.
Day labourer, please.
Need to place your man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, day labourer. So you get 2 food.
And a grain.
2 food and the grain. There you go. I'm going to I'm going to go and take this wood here. lessons. Your first one's free. Your first is it
occupation.
lessons occupations are they on this?
First occupation free. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'll use the assistant tiller. Each time you use the day labour action space, you can also plough a field.
Oh, handy. Yeah, very good. Okay, my turn. I'm going to I'm going to take the fish. There we go. We've both gone.
Yep.
Workers come home. Plastics go in here. Anything with arrows on gets preceded. So we have the forest. Gets 3 chunks of wood there. The clay gets another clay. The reed gets another reed. There's a fish, goes in the fishing pond. Another card turns over. Grain utilisation. Could be good for Donna now, she's got a field already. So it's sow and or bake bread. Okay. Seasons, we've gone from summer to autumn. It's +1 on wood and +1 on reed. So +1 on wood, +1 on reed. There we go. And major improvements cost 1 building resource less. So that's the majors, the red ones at the top. And there's if you place a man here, there's an immediate field phase and or take 1 vegetable and place it in your personal supply. So that's the seasons dealt with. It's still done at the start.
I'm going to cut peat.
Cut peat and gets herself 3. Lots of fire there to warm up the house.
Thanks.
Okay. I'm going to go and take all that wood. Okay.
I'll get 1 food, please.
1 food. Okay, I'm going to I want to do a minor improvement, 1 major, 1 minor. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get starting player. Makes me the start player, and I'm going to do a minor improvement, which is the corn scoop. It cost me 1 wood. No prerequisite on the other side. 1 wood to play, and each time you use the grain seeds action space, you get 1 additional grain. Okay. Excuse me.
Day labourer, and I get to plough a field as well.
Okay, 2 food. Get to plough a field. It's 2 food. There's your field. And you get another go on the bounce now, don't you?
Yeah. I'll have the clay, please.
Getting the Cassius. There you are. Workers come home. Plastics go in the middle. Okay, accumulation spaces. So we've got 3 wood come out. A reed. A fish.
Clay.
Oh, missed the clay, sorry, and a clay. And the next space open to us is fencing. So you can build fences now. And now we're going into winter, a bit harsher month. But, as you can imagine, the love shack, there's an immediate love shack here to get through the cold winter. Pay 2 wood plus 3 food to take family growth even without space in your home. Just shove them in there. But because it's winter, it's -1 on clay, that's clay gone, and -1 on reed. Okay, players must pay 1 food to plough fields and cannot use the fishing action space until round 11. The fishing pond has frozen over, gone. It's me to go, isn't it?
You have to pay what? A food to plough a field?
Yes, a food to plough a field.
Then you put a food on there to remember.
I could do, yeah, a food to plough a field. Farmland, I'll put it there so we remember. You don't get the food, you have to pay it. Okay, it's me to go. I think I shall do some slash and burning. So get myself a field, and I'm going to do it here. That's fine. Hey, that's me.
It has to be a tree.
Oh, of course it does. Oh, good point, yeah. Of course it does, being silly. Right, good point, yeah. Sorry, the tree goes off, slash and burn. Of course it does. Yeah.
I'll pay a food for a horse.
Okay, get yourself a near lad. Right there you are.
Thanks.
Horse. I'm going to use the grain seeds action space. There it is. Because of my corn scoop, I get an additional grain, so I get 2 grains. Go.
Day labourer, please, and plough field.
Day labourer and plough a field, so it's 2 food, isn't it? You've got a lot of food, haven't you?
Yeah.
2 food and plough field. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to go on. Wait 1 second. I'm just thinking this out. Do you know? I think I'm going to go and pick up them Olivers, them Oliver Reeds. There we go. Done.
I'll get the wood.
Getting the wood. Okay. Workers come home. The fishing is open for business. That's gone. There'll be a harvest after this round, and there'll be sheep. We're going to move on to spring. I'll deal with that in a second. I'll refill up here. So we've got the free wood. We've got a clay. We've got a reed. We've got a fish.
Sheep.
And we've got a sheep. There we go. There he is. Okay, and because we've moved on to spring, it's -1 on wood and +1 on stone. There's no stone out, so it's -1 on wood. There is a spot here, an immediate animal breeding phase, and fences are +2 free fences, but there's no fences out. Oh, there is. Of course there is. There's fences out. Of course there would be now. Yeah, so there we go. These go back in the middle. It's me to go off. I'm going to do some slash and burn again. Slash and burn. I'm taking the right one this time. There we go. Now, fields have to be orthogonally adjacent to one another. So does building your house, but fences do not have to, but they're going to cost you more if they're not. Because you can use the boundary of one fence to fence off another part. Okay.
I'll get wood.
Getting the wood. I think I need that fish. Yep. It's 2 food for every family member. So we've only got 2 each, so it's going to cost us 4 food. It's also going to cost us 2 fires or wood. You can use wood instead to heat each room with a member in while it's a wooden house. When it's clay, it's -1 for the entirety of the rooms in the house. So if you had a 4 clay room building, you pay 3 wood. A 4 wood building, we pay 4 wood. A 4 stone building, for instance, it's then -2. You pay 2 wood or flame to heat it.
I'm going on fences.
Donna's making most of making hay while the sun shines in spring. 2 extra fences for free. So she pays a wood per fence,
6,
and she's going to get 2 free.
So
7, she only has to pay 5. Okay. There we go. It's me still to go. I think I'll just, for the hiring fare, get a food for nothing. There we go. Right. It's you to go.
I've got none left.
Oh, you got none left? Just me, of course. Right. I'm going to go to... I think... Yeah, I'll just go to the meeting place to retain start player. I know it makes a difference, because I want to get this card out, which is the pitchfork. Pay a wood to use it, another wood. And it's each time you use the grain seeds action space, if the farmland action space is occupied, you also get free food. Yeah? Okay, and we're done, aren't we?
Harvest.
Yeah, but men come home first. Men come home. I'll just restock up before the harvest so it's done. So 3 wood. Like to get this out of the way. And another thing is, if you've got lots of players around the table, only have one person doing restocking, because otherwise hands are everywhere and people say, did I stock that bit? Did I not? Even 2 players, doesn't it? And it always goes wrong. So just only ever have one person restocking, and then you can't go wrong. So we got an Oliver there, an Oliver Reed. Where's the fish? Come on, there we are. And the sheep. Okay, the card starting the next round will be Basic Wish for Children. It's the Love Shack. Okay, there we go. Yep, and the Seasons disc moves down to Summer, which is going to be +1 on clay, -1 on stone, and +1 on fishing. So there we go. Right, but there is a harvest. So first of all, harvest. None of us have got anything to do the harvest off the fields. So we need to feed our family. Costs both of us 4 food at the moment. 2 for each person. Heat the home. 2 each. We've got 2 fire. I'm going to pay 2 wood. Okay. And breed, nobody's got animals to breed at the moment. You need at least 2 to breed of the same animal. Okay, and we're good to go, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to start. I'm going to slash and burn again. I'll take that one off there and get a field.
I might as well get the food.
Okay, food. There's a little choppy. Right. Right, okay. I'm going to go on grain, and I get 2 grains. 2 for the price of 1. There
I'm
we go.
going on the sheep.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to go and take up that Cassius clay.
I'm going to do a major improvement.
Oh.
And get a fireplace.
Yeah.
Cross 2 clay.
2 clay. What's it let you do? Is that just the...
Yeah, just the basic.
Yeah. You can bake bread and stuff in it and what have you.
Kill a horse.
You can't kill a horse.
A cow. Looks
Cow,
like a
yeah.
horse.
Yeah, no. The horse slaughterhouse is underneath one of these at the bottom. You done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Workers come home. Okay, the next card revealed is House Redevelopment. So you can renovate from wood to clay, or from clay to stone. We're going to go into autumn. We'll restock first, so we'll get 3 more in the forest. Very tempting. Another clay. Another reed. A fish. A sheep. And because we're in autumn, +1 on wood, +1 on reed. +1 on wood. +1 on reed. Okay, and because it's autumn, immediate field phase, and we'll take 1 veg. Major improvements, 1 building resource less.
Wonder what you're going to do this go.
Oh, don't know. I'm going to take that wood. There we go. Thank you. They do say in a tip, I read this years ago about Agricola, even if you have not a need for anything, if you see a massive accumulation space, accumulation space with a mass on it, take it. It's the wise thing to do, and when it's wood particularly, it's just too tempting.
I'll slash and burn.
Slash and burn?
Yeah.
Okay. So major improvements are 1 resource less. I might get myself a nice little oven now. I would like the baked bread one. Oh, it costs a stone though, doesn't it? There's no... Oh, there is farm expansion. No. There's nowhere on this lets you get a stone, is there?
Not yet.
Not yet. There was on the 5-player game. There's more stuff, isn't there? There's the jigsaw piece in here that comes off. Like there's 1 player, 2 player. The 5-player one's about this big, and there's loads more spaces to go on. And you could get stone from the offset. Okay, well, stone's going to come out shortly, so I might hold off on that. So I think what I'm going to do, initially now, is take them lovely juicy fish out the pond. There we are.
I'll get 1 food, please.
1 food. Yep. 2 to go. 2 goes on the bounce.
I will get a grain.
A grain coming up.
Oh, I've just taken a man from there.
What did you do?
Took my man from the wrong
silly.
bit.
Put them over that side, and you won't do that.
And I'll sow.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I have some grain?
Yeah. Grain coming up.
I need 4.
Yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done.
Yeah.
Workers come home. And what I think we'll do is we'll leave it here and rejoin it a few rounds later to keep the video nice and short, so you get a good feel of how Agricola plays. So we'll just pause it now and rejoin later. Hi, we're back and we've just had another harvest. Donna's got free sheep at the moment.
And a
Little
horse.
pen. She's harvesting grain. I've got a couple of enclosed pastures here with fences. I've got free sheep. I've got my little horse still. He's still there in the home. I could put him in here if I wanted to, but there he is. And pretty much the same. Not much else changed. The quarry's out now. The pig market's out. We'll carry on playing a few rounds and then come back with the finale on the last few rounds. Right, so we're rejoining the game with 3 rounds left to play, but we're just about to have a harvest. So first of all, harvest any veg or grain. I've got 4 fields harvesting. Donna's down to 2 now. Feed the family. 4. It's an unusual game, this. Normally I've built an extra room, but we've still only got 2 men. And anyway, it always plays differently, Agric, doesn't it? We always seem to be going for different things. So there's my 4 food. Breeding.
Sheep and a pig.
A sheep and a pig. And I get a pig and a horse. Sorry, a sheep and a horse. Now I can keep more than... wait a second, a horse. I'm maxed out on horses there, but I can keep one in my home still. And sheep I can double up because I've got a stable. So a stable, every square on the board, fenced in, you can keep two animals of the same breed. But with a stable, it doubles, so you can keep 4. But if that stable's in a pasture that's fenced in, a double pasture, the stable doubles each one, so I can keep 8 in there, and so forth. If it was, 3, it'd be 12, and so on.
I need to cook a sheep for 2 food, please.
You're cooking it, eating a sheep for 2 food. Okay, you can do that any time with the oven that she's got, that Donna's got, and heat the home. 2 for me because it's only occupied by 2 people. We didn't bring our people home when we should have done. There we go. Okay, we're good to go, aren't we?
Yeah.
Need them plastics back.
Need to fill the board.
Need to refill the board. And open up the next spot.
Plough field and sow.
Plough field and sow. Pretty good.
Cultivation.
Yeah. So we've got 3 wood here in the forest. We have a clay. And a Cassius clay there, an Oliver Reed here. Fishy nana there. Sheep here. Stone. A little piggy. Cow. And a further stone. And are we good to go?
Yeah.
Oh, and seasons now moves on to spring. And it's -1 on wood, +1 on stone. -1 on wood, +1 on stone. There and there. Okay, good to go.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to fell trees for 2 wood. Okay.
I'll get food, please.
Getting the food. There you are. So I'm going to go over to house redevelopment, and I'm going to convert. No, I'm not. Forget that. I'm first of all going to go to the quarry and get that stone. Right.
I will redevelop.
Okay.
And turn my wood into clay.
Go into clay. So it costs
2 clay. And
2 clay in the reed because it's 2 rooms. Okay.
I can do a major or
Major
minor.
and minor as well afterwards. Major or minor,
I'll
yeah.
also get another fireplace.
Okay,
I can get that one actually for 4.
yeah. Okay. I'm going to... Gosh, there's so much choice now with in a 2-player game, isn't there? After that tight 5-player game we played, there's just an abundance of choice, really. But I think I'm going to go into the Love Shack. There we go. Into the Love Shack and have a baby. That was the baby coming out. Right.
Day labourer, please. 2 food and a field.
2 food and a field. Oh, fields.
Back of the wood.
Oh yeah, of course. There you go. Wheel done?
Yep.
Yep, workers come home. Now the baby worker at harvest, if he's not gone out to work, he just costs one food. I've got 3 rooms to heat now. Right, there will be a harvest after this round. And there's an urgent wish for children, so you can have children now even without room, in your house. We move on to summer. On the seasons. Restock the board. 3 wood. A clay. A reed. A fish. Sheep. Can't believe how many sheep are there. A pig. A cow. A stone. I missed out a stone here. And there we go. We're set up for the next round. Okay. Right, here we go. The penultimate round. I think I'm going to go straight in and grab the wood. There we go.
I will fell trees.
Yeah.
2 wood. 2 wood. Please.
2 wood. Okay. I'm going to build fences. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done.
I'll get a vegetable, please.
Oh, okay. Pumpkin. Harvest at the end of this turn, isn't there?
Yeah.
I shall baked bread. So on a baked bread. Oh, is that what you want?
All 3 goes you've just done is what I wanted to
Oh,
do.
oh well. Baking bread. So I can do it 1 times, baked bread action 1 times. So I bake a grain for 5 loaves, isn't it? 1, 2, 5 loaves of bread. Yeah.
I'll have a baby.
Okay. Are we done?
Yeah.
Workers come home. So it's a harvest be up. You only need 5 food because you're
Yeah.
baby, don't you? Okay, harvest. Got lots of grain. Feed the family. Mine's 6, yours is 5. Is that 5? There's my 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, final. Wait a minute. We're breeding next.
Sheep and a pig.
You want a sheep and a pig?
Keep the sheep and give me 2 food, please, because
Two food.
The sheep.
Oh, right.
Can't keep.
You're going to eat the sheep.
Yeah.
2 food. There you go. You've got 2 nice juicy chops out of him.
Thanks.
I get a sheep and a horse. Put the horse in the home. There he is. Okay. Heat the home. Mine is 3.
Mine's
2 and 1 wood. You need 3 as well.
3.
Oh no, 2. We've only got a 2-room house. Yeah, sorry. Okay, good to go, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're into autumn. +1 on reed, +1 on wood. Okay, and I'll restock. And it's the final one, which is farm redevelopment, renovation and build fences. So let's restock for the final time. We've got 3 wood there. We got Edward Woodward, Cassius Clay, and Oliver Reed. Loads of fish going on there, haven't we? And sheep, 8 ton of. Coming down, stone. Put the stone on that one. A pig and a cow. There we go. And we're good to go, aren't we?
Yep.
Right. I'm going to take the cows. Come here. There we go. Place them here.
I'll get the wood.
And I have to let one cow run off because I haven't got space for him. So he's going to have to. Oh, unless. No. Yeah. Unless I let sheep run off instead. Then do that. So, right, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put my sheep into here. Yeah, I'm going to let 2 sheep run off. I can't cook them. And I'll put my cows in here. There we go, they're in there nicely now. Okay. Done.
She'll go right at wood.
Took wood. I'm going to criminal that all them sheep are there, isn't it? Take the clay.
Build fences.
Okay.
Oh, we can build 2 anyway.
Oh. Excuse me. And it's a harvest after this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm just going to have to get all them fish, I'm afraid. Had to be done.
I want stables.
Okay.
So, one there. No, it's pointless now.
Oh, I've messed up.
There and there.
Yeah.
I've got to pay for them.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. Done?
Done.
Done. So, it's the end of the game. Workers come home.
I can
So you should normally have about a 4 or 5 room house and plenty. It's been a different game, hasn't it? Right, so feed. So I've got 6 to pay, 2, 4, 6. Okay. Breed.
A pig and a sheep.
Pig and a sheep.
We'll put them pigs in there now.
Yeah. Pig and sheep. I've got a cow. And no room for my sheep. It's going to run off. And heat the home. And that I've cocked up, I have.
Oh.
Have you as well?
I've only got 1 wood.
Oh no. So 2 of our workers go into hospital. That's ridiculous. This
2
never
of them?
happens, is it? Yeah, because you've... Oh no, you've
1.
heated one home, so you've heated one. So 1 of your workers goes in the hospital, 2 of mine do.
Never done that.
Nightmare.
It's never happened.
I think I've only ever happened to me once.
Ah.
That's taking the eye off the ball, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
So now we toss up the scores, don't we? Okay, so here we go, final scoring. Yeah, so the guys that got ill, really, the only thing you can do with them the next round, they get a bed marker on them. Because they got cold, maybe they got a bit of hypothermia or whatever. And the only way to get to that they can do the next round will be to put them in hospital, and then when they return, you get a food for each of them. But we're just going to put them over there and know that they get 1 point each. They score 1 point instead of the normal 3 points per man, isn't it? That is a major cock-up. That never happens. I think that's only ever happened to me once or twice in tons of games. So anyway. So there we go. So we're going to go through the scoring now. We've got the little... Oh, here it is. So, first of all, ploughed fields.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You've got 5. That is 4 points. I've got 4. That's 3 points. So then we've got enclosed pastures.
1, 2, 3, 5. 5.
5, wow. I think you've easily got this.
You always say that.
So that's 4 points, and I've got 1, 2, 3, and that's 3 points. Grain.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
3 points. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 4 points. Vegetables.
1.
1 point. I've got none. It's -1. Sheep.
5.
5 sheep. 2 points. I've got 4 sheep. That's 2 points. Pigs.
5.
3 points. I've got none. -1. Cows.
None.
-1 for you. And I've got 6. 4 points. Okay, horses.
1.
1 horse, 1 point. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses. I didn't get my horse the last turn. I mind you, I couldn't have fit him in anyway.
No.
Okay, so 5 points. Okay, empty spaces on your farm.
None.
None. And I've got 1, -1 point. Enclosed pastures with a stable.
1.
I've got 1, so we get 1 point each. Clay rooms.
2.
You get 2 points. I have none, so I just don't get anything. And stone rooms, none of us got. Now card bonuses, I've got 2 points.
2 points.
And you've got 2 points. It's going to be close, I think.
People.
Oh, sorry, where? How did I miss the
3
people?
points normally each.
Yeah, of course they are. I missed them, they're there. People, 3, 6, and the ill one, 7 points. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I get 3, 5 points. Yeah? Okay, so now let's top up for the final score. 8, 11, 12, 14, 17, 16, 18, 20, 22, 29. These are low scorings compared to what we sometimes get, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, 6, 10, 9, 11, 10, 14, 19, 18, 19, 21, 26.
I won a second time.
Yeah, 26. Then we've got 29. That's Agricola. Give you our final thoughts on it now, what we think of Agricola, why we enjoy it. So Agricola, fantastic game. It's right up there. I'm currently unsure which I prefer the best, Le Havre or Agricola. It's probably Agricola. No two games are ever the same. I've never seen a pile of sheep left like that and a pile of pigs. Just haven't seen it in Agricola. And we never end up with guys in the hospital. It probably, I don't know, it's an anomaly. But as you can see, you building up your farm, you want a good spread of everything. I didn't get any vegetables. Donna just pipped me by 3 points, which let my guys get sick if I'd have just had 2 more wood to heat them homes. But there you go. Yeah, really enjoy it a lot. I like it full hit. I think it's there's an abundance of stuff at the 2-player count. It seems to be. It plays fantastic at 2-player, but it also plays really good at 5-player. And it was a long game, that 5-player, wasn't it? But it was a superb game. It's great when you pull off some fantastic combos with the cards. But there's a lot to do. There's an awful lot to do in this game. It's definitely not a gateway game. It's for people that have got themselves into the hobby a bit, I think. It would be a little bit overwhelming. But you could play the family game, which is streamlined, without Farmers of the Moor, without this season's, which is optional on top as well, and play a more fluid family game. But there's so many layers to this game, and with the cards, I played Caverna several times, about 7 times I think it was. The brother-in-law has a copy of that, and that is a great game, but to me it doesn't touch Agricola because of the cards and because of what you can do with them. So that is Agricola. I hope it's provided a bit of information for some people. There is going to be I think it's the 20-year anniversary edition of Agricola, but I don't think it's going to come out till next year. So anybody looking to get into Agric, that could be a really good time to get into it. It's going to have over 1,000 cards, I think, in it, and implement most of the stuff from expansions, and it's going to be a super duper deluxe edition. So really looking forward to that. It's going to be an insta-buy, I think, for us. Also, WizKids are putting out special packs with, rather than these wood meeples, these were discs originally in the original versions. Rather than these, you're going to have detailed little figures in the different player colours and bonus promo cards in each pack. So that's worth looking out for too. So that is Agricola, number 2 that we've filmed of the Harvest Trilogy. Thanks for watching.